Last few years, we are observing flood and flood hazard increase in tremendous rate. And flood 1000 years back, 500 years back, 200 years back is not same. All the floods in time to time in different nature, and destruction is also of different type. And what happened? Why flood increasing? No, flood not increased. Flood hazard increased. That means destruction day by day increasing, not flood. And what happened? See, the elements of flood, various types of elements are there which intensify flood, and that elements are intensifying by human being, and you can say human knowledge, using our natural resources in different way, and flood hazard increasing day by day. Say for example, and the carbon dioxide increasing, forestation decreasing day by day. We are using automobiles, we are using various types of industry which changing our atmosphere. Atmosphere day by day dry up, and same time global warming, increase ocean height, and what is not. And indirectly the human being is responsible for it. Then why we are talking about natural phenomenon, flood? Yes, natural phenomenon, but we are modifying our nature. We know nature cannot be changed by human being, but we are doing now our extraordinary knowledge, and frequently we are using this knowledge without thinking about the nature. And so, what to do? We need power using hydroelectricity, doing as much as we can, unlimited utilization or natural resources without obeying the nature, without thinking about soil, without thinking about air, without thinking about water. We should know it has limitation. Nature is not free gift of you. You as much as you can use, you can do. No. For that you are to pay a high value of your life to what is happening now. And I am not blaming anybody. With the development, with the civilization, whatever we are doing for the nation, for the country, for the people. But in return, we are destroying our civilization, destroying our life, destroying our plant indirectly. However, it is a complicated phenomenon. Nowadays, very complicated. Flood of 500 years, 5 or 200 years back, 5 or 1000 years back is not same. And that thing we are to study. And that is very essential. Where, what to do, how to do, and that is important. Construction of road, construction of railway, construction of building, and using of land, low land, high land, etc. is very essential to think about it. So why I am talking about it? See some slides. I am showing you. Some of them I have done myself last 25 years, and I found this thing. I am showing you, you think about it. Otherwise, we are to suffer very much. We are to suffer. This development is not development at all. We should not boast for it. We are to develop in this way where people should live with peace and harmony, and their resource should not be destroyed. One thing and another one thing I have done it, the human psychology, human feeling. You are destroying nature, side by side you are losing your very loving house, you loving even kith and kin, but you forget within 2-3 years. You forget your neighbor died for flood, but you will forget. And this has happened. Natural phenomena are happening. People sometimes react, but after few years they forget everything. This is also one cause how to rectify themselves. So see why and how we are developing, but we are destroying our civilization too. Same time, think. In previous talk, I explained this thing, that thing, and human memory. Human memory about any natural disaster, they forget very, very short time. Neighbor died, they will remember it 1 year. His son and daughter died, he will remember it 10 years, 5 years, not more than that. And died list in newspaper, you will read and forget next day. And this is happening in everywhere. Previously also, at this moment, it is also more. Even we do not bother for it. On the other hand, we learn many things, but we never apply it in real field. I shall show you some slide. Very interesting thing is that one thing, our AC, our refrigerator, and our automobiles, for our better life. But we are continuously dry up our nature, our atmosphere, and for that the intensity of rainfall increased. So 1 hour rainfall nowadays is very, very high. I shall show you. And intensity of rain 1 hour previously was very, very less. Now it is very, very high. And therefore all types of our means, drains, our dams, they fail very short time to retain this water. And it is now one thing everywhere, the intensity of rain in Southeast Asia increased, and that to be remembered. And for that we are to learn atmospheric thing, environmental laws, how to increase plants, and that will increase the humidity in atmosphere. I directly studied this thing and found intensity of rainfall now increased. 1 hour rainfall is very high, but indirectly you can say our total rainy days decreased, but intensity increased. And this is, I think,
In other parts of Telangana, NDTV Zuma Sudhir tweeted a video of a man being washed away with a massive gush of flood waters near Falaknama, where roads turned into fast-flowing streams of water. Elsewhere in the city, cars were seen floating in the flooded streets. Massive gushing streams of water were seen flowing through the streets of Hyderabad after incessant rain on Tuesday. At several places, trees were uprooted and power lines were snapped due to gushing winds and rains.
हैदराबाद में इतना पानी पड़ रहा है, रोड़ा भर के चिल्ला रहे। अब लोगों को खराब होता बोल के न्यूज़ वाले 2-3 दिन से बोल रहे, फिर भी लोग निकल रहे बाहर, कारोबार के लिए रहते, जॉब के लिए रहते, खुद भी रहते, लोग ने जान खतरे में डाल के निकल गए बाहर। अब निकल गए तो इतनी मुसीबत उठा रही। देखो अब खाओ बैठो, दोनों को बोलते, दोनों रेनकोट डाल लेके निकल गए। समझे लाइट बारिश पड़ता हमारा छींटे गिरते होंगे, लेकिन यहाँ देखो भाई की गाड़ी बह के चिल जा रही। पीछे हमारा गाड़ी रुक रहा, लेकिन आदमी भी नहीं रुक रहा। देखो
25 years ago, the dam was overrun by heavy flooding last month. It caused immense damage, inundating roads and swallowing up fields. Its collapse suggested that neglect left this reservoir open to disaster. But perhaps most concerning of all is what that might mean for the 94,000 other aging.
Professor Lei Hongshun. He was a member of China's normally compliant parliament when 16 years ago, a quarter of its delegates abstained or voted against the new dam.
1992年在全国人大审议三峡工程的时候，我并没有投赞成票，我并不赞成当时就上马三峡工程。
The 82-year-old geologist from Chongqing University has made the dam his life's work.
我担心的呢，主要是2个方面，一个呢，就是这100万亿年内怎么能够把它安置的妥帖；第二一个呢，就是生态环境问题。生态环境问题中间呢，我们最初担心的呢，主要是水质的问题。
The those who live and work on the river know about its health firsthand.
现在三亚大坝形成了过后，所以说我们信票啊，它全部浮在水上面了。所以说三亚大坝形成了多大一个清漂的那种机制。
Yogujun says his team is determined to ensure that there's now less and less rubbish in the river.
This slide explained that from initial condition of our civilization, we are increasing carbon dioxide in our atmosphere, which is most essential for our life. Here, in August month of 2014, it rise up 397 ppm, and in August 15, 2015, 399, and August 216, it rise up to 402. So, in this way, every year, carbon dioxide in our atmosphere is increasing. It is an alarming situation. It is very dangerous for our atmosphere. Everyone, we know why it is increasing. We are increasing because our industrialization, unlimited industrialization, we are using fossil fuel, we are using cars, refrigerators, and our AC sets in everywhere, everyday life, in automobiles. So, we are to be very much cautious about it. Otherwise, we will have to suffer in hot temperature of atmosphere. And then what will happen, we don't know. See, rainfall increasing very high in Southeast Asia. So, for developing things, for developing various atmospheric matter, we are to think very minutely, we are to do research on it. Only we know how to use our natural resources, but its result will be what in future, that to be think. See, already if we see USA, China, USSR, India, Japan, German, Brazil, and Canada, Britain, Italy, then you will find how rapidly the emission and greenhouse effect is increasing in developed nation. So its result, all of you know, global warming and melting of icebergs, ice caps, sea level increasing, flood increasing, erosion increasing. So its ultimate effect is very alarming. In one small research, done by me from 1860 to 1988 data. It is found that June-July rainfall during 1860 to 1920 was almost normal. Very high rainfall in June, July, August, September, and in 1920 to 1970 abruptly diminished June, July and August rainfall, but slightly start to increase September, October, November rainfall. And again further 1970 to 1988 the rainfall in June, July, August sharply decreased, and October, November rainfall increased, which is very dangerous for us. And next I have done one graph, a long-term graph, and with database it is found that total rainfall actually not increasing but it is decreasing. And why this is then? I astonished, and next time I found that 1880 at same place rainfall intensity was 2 millimeter, whereas in 1954 this is rise up to 5 millimeter, and in 1988 the intensity rise up to 6 millimeter, very very high intensity of this area, and throughout the year rainfall not increased, rather it is decreased. So intensity increasing is very dangerous for us. Why? If you see, once it was in same place, it was 92% humidity in 2012, and in 2016 it is 65,000. So water molecule in atmosphere is decreasing, which is also dangerous for plant, dangerous for human being, plant and animal both. So what type of atmosphere, what type of our environment will be, you can imagine. Again, see, in this graph you can see clearly meteorological, hydrological, climatological hazards are increasing day by day. It is from 1980 to 2016, the hazard continuously increasing. So these climatological, hydrological, meteorological hazard, of course, it is dangerous for human life, animal life, plant, and various species. And ultimately, it will give very dangerous result in future. I told you, the rainfall intensity increasing in large scale in 1 or 2 years only. Research found that duration of rain reduced, but short time volume is increased, which leads to heavy flood without any notice. In such condition, drainage failure, dams failure also intensified seriously to very devastating flood in cities, metros, rural areas, everywhere, not only in low-lying area, but in high-rise area too. So we have to think about everywhere now flood. See, I am showing this flood of Brahmaputra, which I am doing work last 20-25 years and found flood intensity increasing, rainfall intensity increasing, abnormal rainfall and bank line erosion. And we are not doing any work on it. We have to know the river first. What is its nature? What is atmospheric condition, etc. But we are not doing it.
With more and more vigor and energy. Here, the river eroding its bank.
This part is Laukwa area. Here, this is a common situation for several years. Continuously, erosion is going on the south bank, and the river Brahmaputra is shifting towards the south in average 3 kilometers per year and destroying a vast fertile agricultural land. Here we see a paddy field totally submerged by silt. This is also the eastern part of Laukwa on the south bank of Brahmaputra. Nearly 200 meters embankment is breached and a huge amount of water enters the vast countryside and has submerged a Nepali and Bihari village of this area. The area is famous for sugarcane cultivation, and after this breaching and heavy siltation, the field is damaged forever.
In front of us is a great curvature.
This is dam. You know, the United Nations also cautioned for it in 2018. That is, dam cannot give you the good result as Aswan Dam of 6,000 years back. That was different. Their climate is different, soil condition is different, and that time the Aswan Dam of Nile given very good result. That is not means now our dams in fragile, very high rainy area, soft soil, these dams will give you the good result. See, this is Ranga Nadi in Arunachal Pradesh in India. So this is being built up. If it start functioning, so what will happen in Brahmaputra Valley, it is not known to us, but it will not give us the good result. That is, this is Kaveri Dam, and how in a big volume of water releasing by the authorities, and they are of course bound to do it, otherwise dam will collapse. And due to this release of water, many area will submerge, and ultimate result is very dangerous. Every year the people are suffering. We are to take measure for it. We are to release water, of course, but we are not to raise the dam height for the requirement of industry or agriculture, anything. But we are to think for downstream settlers and not to destroy by authorities. And what is the benefit from it, that we understand by dam builders. And it is a dangerous situation in Southeast Asia. Not only India, China, and some our neighboring poor state also, countries also doing very dangerous work. They are thinking that water is a free gift of nature. No. Water is not a free gift of nature. And see, it is a three-gauge dam built by China, and its cause and effect is not yet learned. Many scientists in China also raise question on it, and already you know what happened in this year for this type of dams in China alone. And this is, they are to think for them and for their neighboring countries like India and Bangladesh, Bhutan. Now see what I told you, that USA less than us, of course less than us, India and China in highest position of dams construction, and their total dams nearly 8,000 to 9,000, 8,700, it's nearly 9,000 dams in China, and in our country also not less. So they are sufferers. They not thought, they have not done any research work. What is the rainfall? What is the strength of soil? What the terrain of this area? And they are building one after another dams. Up to 2007 and before that, China was in highest number of dams, but they were not sufferer at that level also, because then all the dams were very small dams and they got optimum benefit from them, like USA. But now in 2020 they are sufferer because they crossed their limit. India also same. How wretchedly India suffer. How wretchedly our administrators fail to do any work. I am not blaming them, but I am reminding you, you do research again and again for the area. You don't kill people and our resources, and if you do it, then future will not be good. Will you stand on developed nation without any citizen? But they will seek, they will suffer. No, you should not do it. Now see, already in front of you, what happened in our very big economic metropolitan, that is Bombay. People are inside water. How wretched they are. What type of destroy their resources, their wealth, what they accumulated in throughout their life. But you destroy this. It is your development. See, it is in London and in big cities. Inside their home is water. See, it is a big city condition. Water inside their home. Everything under water. Is it our development? So very recently, earthquake is a disaster of triple effect, written by Dr. Manik, presented in National Seminar and Workshop on Earthquake and Related Hazard Management, a great challenge of the millennium. Science Trial Organization sponsored Department of Science and Technology, Government of India, New Delhi, Geological Survey of India, Kolkata, Oil India Limited, New Delhi. The writer expressed his idea that if there is an earthquake occurs, immediately there occur later flood due to change of landscape and slopes. You should understand it. And the writer mentioned seismic activities last few years increased in Asia and China because maximum seismic tremors during this time was bounded by Indo-Australian plates. Indonesia, Philippines, China, Pakistan, Himalayan foothills and India in particular 13th to 20th August. Within 7 days, 2020, almost 206 quakes. As a result, many of the hill stations being fractured and brittle much. So human activities on it cannot tolerate. Horrible landslides occur because under the surface there was so much brittle condition. And what happened? You see, the Indo-Australian plate, that is our Gondwana pressing on South Asia. It is called Pangaea and it is hammering south, the Eurasian block. See, Gondwana block. This Europe and Asia is continuously pressed by Indian bloc, Indo-Australian plate you can say, and due to this Indian plate, Indo-Australian plate, pressing on Tethys Sea and form lofty mountain in front of you. See, this pressed soil, but it is very soft, it is very lofty mountain, it is Himalaya. And from this Himalaya, foothills are Nepal, Bhutan, and Afghanistan, Kashmir, and our northeastern region. So this is very fragile condition in one side, and if you build there very high altitude, very big dams, and can you think these dams will be stable? You will not be in condition that you will not release water. You have to release water. Where you will release? The water you will release on Brahmaputra, on Ganga, on Jamuna. And this is highly, densely populated area. And same thing happening throughout India also. Many dams are there. We raise its height. So how dangerous it is. In this time, we were always sufferers throughout India and China because of big dams, water. They are also bound. The authority not able to release water slowly because they are to release. See, this is I am showing you. See, this is and see, this is due to this pressing, continuously pressing on South Asia by this land block, Indian block. And this time, in this year, August 13 to August 20, 200 and in 7 days, 206 earthquake all over this Southeast Asia, and these earthquakes makes very injurious condition of this part, and same time during this period maybe rainfall could not strain, would not able to tolerate these dams, heavy dams in this India and China, and they are sufferers. They are sufferers. But we are not in a condition to stop it. Another one of my study, 1762 to 2020, in each earthquake, I found different type of severe flood within this period. And after that, we are building more than 160 big dams in northeastern region in lofty mountain area. See how you dare to do it. How you dare to do it. In throughout India, same thing. And last several years, we are doing it. India building 732 large dams from 1900 AD till now. And we are not thinking about our climatic condition and geographical condition, geomorphological condition, and this time we suffer. Come to understand why this catastrophe in our area. This is only can explain the previous slides and continental drift of Indo-Australian plates, where a landmass coming from near South Africa to South of Asia within 200 million years and hammering on its southern landmass of South Asia. This process, coupled with increased intensity of rain, big dam collapse due to excess rainwater damaged the landmass and created unthinkable flood, landslide, river shifting, bank line erosion, and urban flooding. It will be the best measures for the countries since flood is an international riddle. It can be solved through mutual understanding with countries together and their administrators are to talk environmental steps together about the problems. Flood hazard mitigation is an international riddle. A case study of Brahmaputra Valley, India, International Conference on Disaster Issue and Gender Perspective Conference, Proceeding Bangladesh Geographical Society, Dhaka University, Bangladesh, page number 339 to 352, core 2000. We forget natural resources have its natural value of you. Use it more than its limit, then you are to pay for it, even with your valuable life too. Otherwise, it will punish you in this way, through catastrophe. Thanking you.